I don't have my camera on, by the way.
Ah, interesting. This is a good start to this stream. Oh, I've got you, man. Ooh. Here we go. We're keeping your camera off for this stream. We're keeping your camera off.
Keeping it off. Okay.
No,
I'm
asking, are you?
No. It's on.
It's on. Do you want it on the stream?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're on now. Hey. Screen. This is all live, by the way. Only the highest quality.
Why is this all live?
Because I said I'll go live, and then you were like, "Oh, my camera's not on." By the way.
You usually say 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to great content with terrible people. That's not even close to how we're doing it, but I think that fits with how badly everything's going right now. I've got my
It's
Pringles.
like a metaphor.
I love Metapods.
I like the Digimon. This is the best podcast.
Yep. We're just gonna sit and eat for like, what was it, 30 minutes?
Do you actually want to?
We'll just do an ASMR through shitty mics.
Welcome
to the GGWP podcast. And we whisper sexually into the mic. So, because we're not going to do any of that shit.
Nope. How have you been doing, my dude?
I've been doing good. We're gonna talk about our week. How have you been doing, my boy? How have you been doing?
I've been doing good. I've been doing good. You want me to jump straight into my week?
Yeah. Yeah, boy.
Been playing a little bit of Skyrims.
Oh, the Skyrim.
Yep. Oh, I did something that wasn't boring, actually. And I made a stupid decision.
Ah, don't we all?
I made a very stupid decision, though.
Oh, God.
I bought the Man the Guns DLC.
It's alright, I got it as well. I just haven't played it yet.
It's good. It's good. Complicated, but good. Shipbuilding's not as hard as I thought it'd be. But it's still a bit annoying sometimes when, let's say you're playing as a really weak nation, like Liberia or something.
Or Ethiopia.
You can't have a navy now.
But what?
You can't have a navy until you research everything you need for it. And so like, if you're Liberia, let's say, and you don't have any navy researched, and you start researching, let's say, submarines, yeah? And now you could do submarines instantly. But the new tech tree works in that you have the big one, which is the submarine hull, and then all the guns or different appliances that would go on the submarine are separate things that you have to research as well. And the minimum modules that you have to put on any boat has to be at least one engine and one gun. I think it might be just an engine, but that'd be useless.
Wait, so I can literally have a submarine which consists of an engine and a fucking gun glued to it?
Yeah.
No hull.
Yeah.
No quarters.
No. It needs a hull.
No.
So,
no. I've already got it in my head. It's like I imagine like there's hot rod engines with this fire spewing out the sides and a fucking magnum on the front, just duct taped on. Come on, guys, this is a boat. Send it into action, boys.
One of the cool things is that people have actually made ships more powerful than their real life counterparts. Like the Yamato is in World War II the ship that had the most guns on it, like 6. People have been able to make ships with like 7 guns on it now. So all history in that regard. in other regards as well. You could make the Empire Republic, which is the UK, but like I don't know how it works. But yeah. In fact, they did a whole lot of goofy shit with the UK.
Oh my
Um,
god.
but I decided not to do that. I was playing as America.
Yeah.
Tried to make the South rise again.
Wait. America? Don't you mean Greater Britain? Don't you mean the new United Kingdom Republic?
Um, yeah, I didn't want to go down those focus trees because I kind of have done that before. In even before Awaking the Tiger, I did that. So I wanted to do something completely new. So I did CSA run. I was playing the Confederated States of America. And
Brilliant.
no, not really brilliant. I got my ass handed to me.
Oh god. I think I can relate because I'm shit at that game.
Mm-hmm.
You
So
know,
that was that.
that was that. Just.
Yep. I didn't really see how the fuel mechanic affects gameplay because I was playing as America, and they have 1 billion oil,
Oh yeah, of
so
course.
it didn't affect gameplay.
America
Other
broken
than
prisoner.
in the first like month of gameplay, nothing really affected it. But I saw the fuel like reserves going up.
I saw it flicker.
And then it instantly.
It jiggled a little bit.
But there you go. Um, the new Admiral system's pretty good. They work now just like generals. So yeah.
I mean, to be
Instead of
fair, I never used them anyway.
well, I mean, what admirals?
Yeah, never used them.
Why? It's free stats.
I just I never knew how to use them.
Same
Good.
way you do generals. You click on the portrait and then you assign an admiral.
Andy, I'm done. I'm dumb.
But it's right.
I'm dumb.
It's right in the top left.
But I'm dumb.
In any case, Man the Guns is pretty good. I like the alt history. I like the new focus trees. I like the new decisions. It's good DLC. I shouldn't have bought it though. I haven't got the money or whatever.
Who needs money when you've got student overdraft?
But otherwise, I've been working a lot, so
Oh yeah.
no video games for me.
No video games.
No video games.
You say that, but I think you played more video games than I have.
Oh yeah? Go on, tell me about your week.
Yeah, lectures,
Mm-hmm.
seminars,
Mm-hmm.
bit of YouTube if I get lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and a metric fuck ton of EDF.
Hey, tell me about that.
I fucking hate the game. It's dumb. Fucking dumb. Like, I decided to play as someone other than the wing divers. Now, I don't know if I got incredibly fucking lucky or what, but I'm playing Ranger. I'm defeating, like, difficulties on, like, hard. Only just. I'm sat, like, scraping through on hard mode. And then sat there begging to the fucking RNGesus up in heaven. You know, God bless him and all that. RNGesus. And the fucker, he hands me level 0 weapons. I'm like, please. I scraped through this. I scraped through on this difficulty. Please give me something better.
And what happened? Did you win?
No. The point of this argument is they keep giving me shit. Like, shit that just isn't good for my difficulty level that I'm on. Even though I'm completing the difficulty.
Oh, this is after.
Yeah. So
a game's. Oh, I see.
So like, I'll play a mission on hard, get my ass handed to me a bunch of times, but like, I managed to just not die in one run, and then I'm sat again. Yes, finally I can get some decent loot that will hopefully bode in my favour when doing this difficulty again. And it's like that angel meme where she floats down with a little note, hands it to you and flies away. Yeah, that note just says fucking level 0 weapons, deal with it, scrub.
You're still finding it fun though, right?
No, I actually hate the game now. Especially now that I feel there's a grind to it. Like, see, the game's fun, but now I've got to deal with this fucking grind. I hate it. Like, right. I think someone did the maths. There's 82 levels on the game, which is a fucking lot to be just generally. And a lot of them could just easily have been gotten rid of. Like, they're just copy and pasted. Like, some of them, they don't even, like, have story on. Like, the ones I've gotten to now, they don't even have a story anymore. They're just like, oh yeah, they're attacking over here now. I'm like, but last mission you told me the mothership's coming down. Yeah, they're attacking over here now. Go over here. I need to be dealing with this mothership that's coming down. No. Go over here and fight a massive, stupid ass fucking wave of mechs and ants. Oh, okay. We'll go over
What
there.
is the plot? They're just aliens coming down and killing people.
The plot is, oh my god, the ants are attacking again. They haven't attacked in 7 years. Wing divers are here to save us. They can fly and ants can't fly. Oh no, spiders could catch wing divers. Whatever shall we do now? Oh
Where
no,
do the mechs come in?
the aliens are coming back.
Oh, I see.
Oh, are the aliens and the ants connected? And I'm sat here like, I've never played a single fucking EDF game. And I fucking know that the aliens are connected to the fucking ants. Because you don't just find a fucking giant ant in nature just roaming around the woods, do you? No. But these people are like, oh, are they connected? Are they linked? It's like, you're dumb. You're dumb.
You never know.
But yeah,
Could
82...
be a different set of aliens.
Right, so... Fucking, oh my god, like, these missions in this game are the same as, like, an advancing plotline in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, the mothership's coming down to attack. 3 missions later. Oh look, there's the mothership. The fuck? Like...
Take it as a sign of how busy you are all the time.
Like, I shit you not, like, they say at the end of the level, insinuating that next level, the mothership's gonna be there. 3 levels later, the mothership comes, and then flies off. And it's like, oh no, there's this giant quadruped mech that's now landed, and it's a walking fortress that's dropping mechs and ants. 3 missions later. Oh, there it is. Couldn't have been that big of a fucking deal, could it? And then, like, you're stood there, and then you spend ages just killing the shit it drops, then the fucking EDF just nuke it from space. Was that even fucking needed?
EDF.
It's dumb. Oh, so yeah, 80 odd missions.
Yeah.
You got to times those 80 odd missions by 5 for each of the difficulty. Easy, normal, hard, hardest, and inferno. And then...
Why do you have to do all the difficulties?
Oh, because apparently, right. If you want to use, on multiplayer specifically, if you want to use any weapon you want without a limit, or as much armor as you want without a limit, you need to complete 70% of that game. This isn't just doing the campaign. This is doing the campaign along with the missions, along with doing the campaign with the difficulties, with every fucking character. There's 4 characters. So, like, put it into context. Mission 1, okay? As the ranger, you have to defeat mission 1 on easy, normal, hard, hardest, and inferno. As the fencer, you need to defeat mission 1 on easy, normal, hard, hardest, and inferno. As the wing diver, you have to complete it on easy, normal, hard, hardest, and inferno. And as the fucking airdropper bastard, I forgot his name. Easy, no, you get the gist.
Yeah.
And then rinse and repeats for 82 fucking levels.
You gotta like yourself some EDF then, you know?
Is it even fucking worth it? Is it even fucking worth it.
Who knows?
It's
It would be to someone. Someone's done it. Someone has to have done it.
Yeah, by the sounds of it, a lot of people have done it, but it's like you have to sit there and go, how... It's quite repetitive, this gameplay. So if it was like oh yeah, you're now 50% through the game and you did like 30 missions, I would have been a lot better. Well, no. I'm not even 50% of the way through the missions on one difficulty yet. But yeah, I'm having fun with it. It's just, it's just, I think what's pissing me off the most at the moment is the fact that it's dealing me a shit hand, like a real shit hand. Like, I'll complete a mission on Inferno, like, come out of the trenches bloody and battered, you know, legs falling off, but I did it. I fucking made it. What's my reward? Level 25 weapon, which is the weapon for the hard difficulty, not the Inferno difficulty. I need to be getting level 50. The fuck? Your loot system's broke. Dumb.
Play it again, retard. Oh.
I did.
And?
It still gave me shit.
Wow, play it again, retard.
Like, one of my best weapons is a level 50, which is good. But I could do with 2 level 50s. My other main weapon is a level 35 gun. And I only use that because it's the thruster. The shots push bodies away, which means I can push the bodies away so I can then pick up the items they fucking drop. Ultimately, I'm not using it because it's good, I'm using it because it's fucking useful. But every now you get a hankering for it.
Every now and then you just get a pang of like, I need more EDF for it.
Yeah, but then you go, oh, this will be fun with friends. So you turn to your friends and
I'll
go,
install it.
So I turn to my friends and go, do you want to play it? And then I'll get some friends on. And then we start playing it and they go, oh shit, sorry that we're underpowered for this mission. There's a fucking mandatory weapon limiter on it.
Japan made the game for you because they hate you specifically.
We'll move on to the next category.
It's all a plan. It's all kekaku. Is it the news next?
No, it's your topic, my boy. How long have we been doing this?
17 minutes.
I mean, how long were we doing? I hate you. That's what you get, bitch. That's what you get.
Whatever.
Whatever, you're dumb.
This is my United States or whatever. Do video games lead to violence, Connor?
Yes, it's been scientifically proven by mums across the globe.
Won't someone think of the children? So around a year ago, last month, yeah?
Around a year ago last month.
That's the worst way of putting it. Around a year and a month ago, yeah?
Okay, thank you.
President Donald Trump called for a meeting on school safety so as to address what children are exposed to. And in that meeting, he said... Should I do the Donald Trump voice or just quote him?
I think people wouldn't mind because obviously Orange Man bad.
Yeah. Okay. I'm hearing more and more people saying the level of violence of video games is really shaping young people's thoughts. So I wanted to ask the question, being the mostly anniversary of that quote. Is it possible that video games cause violence? Yeah. So, Christopher Ferguson, an associate professor and co-chairman of the Department of Psychology at Stetson University, supports the view that the amount of time playing violent video games can predict violent behavior. Does not predict violent behavior. In fact, he goes so far as to suggest that violent video games may help reduce societal violence rather than increase. Basically, by keeping young males busy with the things they like, and this will include everything from playing sports to collecting stamps and stuff.
Yep.
You keep him
Collecting
off the
stamps,
streets.
that mandatory American pastime of like
Well,
forcing
you
yours
know,
across America.
you know, he's an old man. You know, he's an old man. Kids play stickball, right? That's what they're doing these days.
You cut out through most of that. That was brilliant. Like you managed to lag, but I managed to understand some of what you said. Like he's an old man.
Stickball in the street. Yeah.
Yeah. God, I really hope my fucking internet's not dying again. That's a
You
problem.
keep him off the streets and out of trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes on to say that better research studies also say this, which is true. In the 2018 paper Behavioral Realism and the Activation of Aggressive Concepts in Violent Video Games.
Oh, look at you pulling up papers.
Yeah, that's an actual scientific paper.
Yeah, uni's fucking gotten to you, man. You won't get me fucking citing papers.
David Zendel et al. Writes that you know what et al. Means, right? Yeah. It means and all the other writers. Okay. In a series of experiments with more than 3,000 participants, the team demonstrates that video game concepts do not prime players to behave in certain ways, and that increasing the realism of violent video games does not necessarily increase the aggression in game players. The dominant model of learning in games is built on the idea that exposing players to concepts such as violence in a game makes those concepts easier to use in real life. This is known as priming, and is thought to lead to changes in behavior, but previous experiments on this effect, however, have so far provided mixed conclusions. Researchers at the University of York expanded the number of participants in experiments compared to the studies that had gone before it, and compared different types of gaming realism to explore whether the more conclusive evidence could be found. And they couldn't so far. So some more evidence I've been able to find is that from 1990 to 2016, the homicide rate of the world has gone down. And this includes the UK, which has been steadily decreasing after a brief spike heading up to 2004, I think it was. I forgot what the chart said.
Was a spike in 2004?
Yeah, it was. I saw some people attributing it to the handgun ban in the 90s. Yeah.
Interesting.
It is interesting, but I don't know how true that is. In any case...
Just like a man, you're lagging like a bitch.
I am.
And you're back in the room.
Boom, I'm back. Okay, so... in my opinion, from looking at the evidence, a ban on violent video games would likely have no effect on this trend. It's because of the rate down has been. I can see that I'm lagging again. Am I lagging?
Yeah, you are lagging like a bitch. Let me just see if there's anything on my end that could be closed. Hello. Let me just exit Steam, make sure nothing's eating up my bandwidth.
Okay. I'll do the same.
Like, the only thing I've really got on is a playlist. Do you know what? I'm going to pause that playlist and just minimize it. Hopefully that won't eat up too much more of my bandwidth. Yeah,
okay. Hopefully it'll be fine now.
Yeah, carry on, man.
One other point that people have been making around the internet as well is that a ban on violent video games may also be dangerous in terms of freedom of speech. With some people saying that they can think of no subject that should be banned from games, by also pointing out that sex and violence are commonplace in film, television, and other forms of media, but only the gaming industry is being attacked for somehow causing violence in that regard. On the other side, though, the idea of priming comes into effect again, because it's not just showing it, it's also the fact that you're initiating it in the game world.
Yeah.
And that's part of the theory of video games causing violence. Um, um, but in the end, there's been no evidence for that kind of thing, in my opinion, from what I could find. I mean, this was just 2 hours spent searching up little bits and pieces,
I mean,
So
I'm
it's
glad.
not exactly the most well researched thing ever.
I mean, to be fair, yeah. I don't expect you to go into like days and days of research for a podcast that may only last like an hour or two.
Mm,
Like, I'm glad you brought up priming because I was actually going to say like an argument for is obviously priming,
mm.
but then to subject that specifically to gaming would be ignorant and stupid.
You don't think priming? You think priming works if it does exist with movies and comic books and radio shows and stuff like that as well?
Yes, and there has been evidence of not in gaming, but in you know what? Let me see if I can find the what is it? Uh, Teens kill after watching Chucky. Um, yeah, there has been incidences of people obviously doing this, but it's been more noted in movies than in video games. Another
Mm,
example, I can find. There we go. The murder of James Burglar. Um, which was a event that happened after a group of teens watched sorry, two teens watched the Chucky movie,
hmm
then murdered that gentleman that I referenced a second ago. Um, and that is something that exists. And I feel if you are that way inclined or even vulnerable or mentally unstable, I think they're the two kind of people that would instigate it. But you have to accept that video games isn't causing that.
No.
They were already in an unstable mindset, and it's not just video games that would cause that. It is movies, comic books, music. Like the amount of times rap's been attacked for gun crime.
Mm,
You know,
which is also crazy to me.
yeah. I mean, fuck. Like I'd made as a joke previously that Columbine they've referenced both Marilyn Manson and the game Doom as to the reason why um they shot up the school.
Mm,
And another one thing I want to put, they said one of them who made Doom maps, I can't remember which one. I think it was Eric. But yeah, one of the two made Doom maps, and the media took that and went, "Ah, yes, he recreated the school in School of Columbine in Doom, and then practiced shooting up the school." There was he
as
was
if that translates into real life in any way.
well, yeah. I mean, one that is obviously, as you say, I mean, I guess you could if you really tried hard, but
Not even.
but the best part is there was no evidence of that map existing.
Yeah.
There is a map of Columbine that was made after the Columbine shooting, not by
Mm,
Eric. All of his maps were archived and removed off the site. So there are versions of it on the like around the internet, but they're not on that website, and they never got a map of Columbine on that website. So yeah,
I see. Yeah. There you go. That's my topic anyway.
yeah, that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Do you think we could hit a conclusion, like our thoughts on it?
I think I've already made my thoughts pretty clear. I
Yeah,
don't think it causes violence. Um, but then again, that's the opinion. You should take my topic, with a pinch of salt this week, because that was my opinion before I went into it. And I've only spent 2 hours researching, including writing.
I mean,
Um,
mine's pretty much the same as yours. Like, I don't think video games cause violence,
hmm,
but I do also believe and accept that there are exceptions to the rule.
hmm,
You know, there was a famous case when GTA 5 came out where a kid was stabbed over a game. That's not violence in you know, that's not violence being made because of a game. That's violence being made because like not through playing it, it's being you get the point.
yeah, I get the point.
He
And
he didn't
you
play
should
the game.
really look at whether the case is is it the fact that the game is causing violence, or is it the fact that someone's mentally ill, probably impressionable because of it, and would commit violent acts anyway? Or are we even drawing parallels where they don't exist, for example, if they're mentally ill and violent regardless of whether they were playing video games or not, you know?
Every instance of video games being associated with a mass shooting, there's always been a history of seclusion, mental illness, and violent acts prior to that. So to solely sit there and go, yeah, that's video games is doing. Why don't you reference all the comic books you read, or the posts you would have read, or the movies you would have read? Why don't you reference the fact that in America every household usually has a gun? That's just my piece. I feel that's the mic dropping moment there. This is the bit where I'd walk off. Peace out.
But yeah, that's my topic.
Yeah. I like that one. That was a good one.
Thank you.
And on to lighter news. I think I can get away with putting music back on now. Games we're excited for.
Hey! I'm excited for something that's going to come up later. In the news segment. Get ready for that.
Fallout 76?
No.
You know, I'm loving that they're keeping their heads down now.
They haven't done anything horrible yet for a little bit. So...
And by a little bit...
I think the worst of it's over. Maybe they'll fix the game. Something you can look at in maybe a year or something.
By a little bit...
all those empty servers.
They haven't done anything in the last 2 weeks.
Are we keeping count now?
I mean, there was a bit of news last week, but we chose not to talk about it because it was just too small and we were talking about them too frequently. But yeah, other than that, we have
what
spoken
was the
about
news last week? I forgot.
Words and shit.
Yeah, that happened. Words always happens. What's that game being made by Obsidian? Outer Worlds.
Obsidian Entertainment. Let's have a gander. Outer Worlds, that's the one.
It's the true successor to Fallout New Vegas.
Oh yeah.
It's got proper RPG mechanics. It's a proper first-person RPG shooter.
Yeah.
Set in space. Yeah.
Ooh. You know what? This is something I want to bring up now. It's not quite a game we're excited for, but we haven't actually got it down in the news segment, so I want to talk about it now. But let me just see. I want to just double check my.
Dot the I's, cross the T's, kind of thing.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that this is actually correct. Yep. So, as of what was it? Last year. Sorry, I thought they bought this a lot more recently. But THQ Nordic now owns, yes, that THQ Nordic, the one of 8chan fame.
We'll be talking about that later.
Oh, yes. Can't wait for the details on that bad boy. But yes, THQ Nordic now owns the rights to Time Splitters.
Oh, nice.
Which is good, because I played a bit of Time Splitters, and it was good cush. I'm hoping to... It's on GameCube, isn't it? So I'm hoping to play it on emulator. That'd be nice. I could do that.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. But yes, well, I'm excited for that, obviously. You know... Why wouldn't I be excited? It's fucking Time Splitters, man. That shit was fun.
Everybody loves themselves a little bit of Time Splitters.
And I do you know what I hope? I hope they just do HE remakes.
So do I, kind of.
Because...
I don't want a new Time Splitters. Even before they stopped, the story is getting a little shit. I don't remember how because it was so long ago, but I do
It's
remember
not
that.
even the story, because like they didn't. I watched a couple of reviews. They didn't really pick up a story until the second game, didn't they?
Almost.
Yeah, something like that.
It's not strictly true. I'm
I
not
mean,
going to say it was a background story, but there was a kind of like there was a story for each level, you know.
yeah,
Time Splitters was almost about reenacting the person's that your being's life. I don't know how to say that because it's not strictly true. It's kind of weird.
yeah. It
You
it didn't have an actual like proper story, so to speak.
no, no,
It
no.
had little stories in it though.
But yeah. You're mafia dude, and like you go through the mafia level, and stuff's happened before then, but now you're assuming mafia dude's life, and then you shoot up everywhere, and then you get the time stuff in the background, or whatever the MacGuffins were.
Ah, dear. But that I think my reasoning for it is because like the film industry has a tendency to remake every movie,
Mm-hmm.
remake, rebrand, redo, retell, reboot. You get the gist.
Mm.
It
Gaming industry's doing that as well.
it's not doing it as much as I'd like.
Really?
Yes, they are just
Um,
they're making sequels. They're bringing up dead IPs and making sequels to it. I'm like, please don't make sequels. You're literally bastardizing this franchise I loved. Yeah, Spyro HD remake, beautiful. Crash Bandicoot HD remake, beautiful. But I'm kind of scared that EA is going to start jumping on the remake bandwagon, and they're going to start shoving fucking microtransactions Activision style into like old games. Like, in short, I don't want what is happening to Call of Duty to happen to other games.
mm.
Regardless of whether or not I'm a fan of Call of Duty, I don't want it to happen. No game
Call
should
me
suffer that fate.
call me petty, yeah, but I just
You
don't
are
like the
petty.
name.
The name.
Yeah, like Hitman, Hitman 2, Hitman 3, Hitman Absolution, Hitman, Hitman 2. You know,
Yeah.
it's not great. It's not great.
It's dumb. It's dumb. I hate it when they do that. They need to fucking sort that shit out. Like,
Mm.
firstly, like, just take all your people to one side. Don't do a team building exercise. Just do a mandatory team mathematics exercise. And you know what the worst part is? Is the higher ups are sat there going, Hitman 2? And we already done a sequel to this game. Yes, but this is a reboot. Okay. They could have...
And the worst part is, a lot of people think Hitman 2 is the best one for both series. So when people are like, "Oh yeah, Hitman 2, I love that," which one are you talking about? At least if it's Devil May Cry. If they were to bring out a new DMC Devil May Cry and people said, "Oh, Devil May Cry 2, I love that," you know what? No one would know what you're talking about actually if you said that.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny how full circle we've gone, because I remember saying back when DMC was announced, it's like, that's dumb. We used to call Devil May Cry DMC, and now they've gone and done
Devil May
DMC
Cry.
Devil May Cry. Now we have to
Devil
call that
May Cry.
DMC. And it's like, that's,
But
but now that's like the most sensible one, because now if you go back, Battlefield 1, which one are you fucking talking about?
yeah, yeah.
At least if they have some by name like Hardlines, Redemption, Revolver, Retribution,
Battlefield 1, Battle Fighter.
like at least if they just had a fucking a by name to it rather than number, it's not so bad,
Hmm.
you know. So I don't get there was a trend of games having numbers and then going, nah, numbers are too mainstream. We'll just have the by name.
Yeah, but everybody just calls it by the number anyway.
It's like
Like, nobody calls Hitman 2 Hitman Contracts. They call
exactly.
it Hitman 2.
they call it
No
Hitman 2.
one calls Hitman 3 Hitman Blood Money. They call it Hitman 3. I mean, I call it Blood Money all the time.
Nah, Blood Money's an
because I've only
exception.
played Blood Money. You know.
Like, what was it? There was like, good example, EDF 4.1, Shadows of Despair. Okay.
It's EDF. Everyone just calls it EDF because that's the one everybody plays.
Okay, right, that was a bad one. Fuck. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. You can refer to it as MGS2 or Sons of Liberty, either or, and it works well.
I've never heard anyone say Sons of Liberty.
I've said it a couple times.
Huh.
It's
no,
yeah,
if someone's talking
admittedly,
about
it's more
MGS2, you just say MGS2.
yeah. And then they were like, I think the corporates were going, fuck that, we'll just get rid of the number. Like, that was the killing factor there. As you say, you refer to it as MGS2.
Hmm.
You're going to get less people referring to it as Sons of Liberty. I don't mind the sequel name, because it's like, it gives you an idea of like what the story is.
I like the byline. I do like Sons of Liberty, Guns of the Patriots. But
War Shooter, Gunfighter. Oh, Medal of Honor.
There's a lot of generic ones out of there. Warfighter's the worst one.
Oh, yeah.
Which one was that? That was Medal of Honor. Warfighter. I fight in wars. What else do you want to call it?
Oh, and then there was fucking... what is it? Battlefield Hardline. Right. That was the cop one.
Yeah.
They could have chose a fucking better name.
Yeah. Hardline doesn't mean anything.
Battlefield Precinct.
That's a good one.
You know. Battlefield Deputies Department.
Nah.
Battlefield Filing Cabinet. Fucking something little more related to police.
Said it in the UK, Battlefield Bobby.
Battlefield shooting my M5 on the
Imagine
hardline.
Battlefield, but you're using truncheons.
Melee weapon, it's just truncheon. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, isn't that just We Happy Few?
Yes. Yes, it is.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'd love another game that's just set like We Happy Few, but doesn't play like We Happy Few.
Didn't everybody?
Yeah.
When I saw the gameplay of We Happy Few, I was so disappointed.
Can we just
I
sit
thought
there
it was a
and ask,
story-based game.
yeah. Why did they have a free roam fucking crafting
Roguelike?
mechanic? Yeah, roguelite as well. Those are just things that didn't need to be in that game.
Well, it's because it's a roguelike because it's a lot easier to develop. You just make cells and then randomly stitch them together at generate when you start the game.
And if the cells don't attach together properly, whatever.
Then
It's
you've done a
cookie
bad
design.
Then you've done a bad job, yeah.
What do you mean this tunnel doesn't attach to that tunnel entrance? It'll be fine.
Not many games do that, though. A lot of them do it right.
No, a lot of them do it right, but I actually want to see a game that does that.
Like, if it's like The Elder Scrolls 6, yeah? And Todd Howard goes, we've randomly generated dungeons, so you'll never have the same 2 dungeons experience as the next guy. It's going to be totally unique. It's your adventure, yeah?
Oh.
For starters, that'd be pretty cool. But for seconders, knowing Bethesda's track record, you're going to go down a cave, and then, like, the cave tunnel will be like this, you know? It won't be quite right, and you'll have to squeeze on through, or no clip through the word or something. Game. Yeah. Or just leave the cave, yeah.
But, like, it would be one of those really stupid ones that's like, the randomly generation is done when you start the game. So, like, this mandatory quest bit will be behind this badly randomly generated area that won't be able to get through.
No, they can't. They can't random gen the tutorial.
I mean, like, the random generation is based off a seed that is set at the beginning of the game. So, like, you'd get to a bit that is so broken you'd have to restart the whole fucking save with any hope to actually regress. And hope to fucking God that you don't get another shitty seed. That's the Bethesda way of doing it.
F9, F5 to get a better seed, huh?
Just hope to fucking God. Also, just another. I realised that, like, this bit that was meant to be games we're excited for is just turned into random little facts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like it though.
It's been good. It's been a good section.
Been a good section. Shall we move on though?
No, I'm gonna send you a video. You're gonna enjoy this fucking video.
I am gonna enjoy the video.
Yep. Ignore the Russian accent.
Why are we watching Life of Boris in the middle of the fucking podcast?
Fucking watch Life of Boris. Look at the fucking title of the game, Andy. Game
What?
video. The
96 kilobyte game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking hell,
Okay, that's cool.
That game looks like it could be at least a couple of hundred meg. But no, this game is like fucking 96
kilobytes.
Yep.
Huh.
It's, you know what? It's brilliant. If anyone wants an idea, think of Quake and imagine that even smaller. A game so small you can fit it on your floppy disk, and it was made. God, was it last year? Or I think it was 2016. It might come out. Either or, this video was uploaded on in 2018. So.
Creative programming. I have to do that shit, but I won't rant about it on the podcast.
I think you should one day.
Pointers.
Do go on.
Okay, so in C++, there's a variable type called a pointer, and it points to, well, for starters, it works like a regular variable. So let's say you're making an integer, yeah?
Yeah.
C++ will take the integer, assign a little space in memory. That's his memory location, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you can start using the integer. What a pointer does is it points to that place in memory. So if, for example, you wanted to print to the screen just the integer, yeah? So let's say you make an integer called x and you make it equal to 2. When you print it to the screen, it goes 2. But when you print a pointer called x to the screen, it'll print a big long string because that's its position in memory that it's pointing to, which could be an int. You could point to an integer. So why is this fucking annoying? Because if you don't delete your pointers and free up the memory that you were using before, that's called a memory leak. And if you don't have access to it again in the code without deleting it, then the memory leak can grow and grow and grow as you keep assigning new pointers. You can get memory leaks in video games as well. Have you ever played a video game where the game just suddenly the frame rate just shits itself and is using all of your memory?
I know back in the day I was trying to play Just Cause 3 and they said I should be able to play it theoretically, and then I was reading about it and saying that was to do with the memory leak. So
well, if it was a RAM memory leak, well, both of them would affect your FPS.
Yeah.
But a GPU memory leak is terrible. If there's a memory leak for graphics, yeah, instead of like variables or stuff, that can make textures go all fucky. That can obviously it'll make the frame rate shit itself. That's a bad one. Don't do that.
I like it. It's good. Just to get, I think we should just take this moment to have a little read up at the chat. Just little break.
Yeah, no. Tell me about it, because I've decided, in order to combat my blue screen issues, I'm not going to open up Twitch, because I feel like Twitch is what's causing it. So you're going to have to tell me about the chat from now on. Okay?
That's brilliant. Yeah, Lemon and Lime chimes in. Hitman 2 also has all the levels from Hitman 1, the reboot. Which it does.
You see what I mean? I thought you were talking about the older one. But yeah, no, Hitman 2. Yeah.
Eatwell J01 chimes in with, "Hey Con." Hi.
Say hi. Say hi. How come no one says hi to me, huh?
Yeah. Say hi to
I'm
Andy.
cool.
Say hi
I'm
to my
here.
boy.
I say shit.
Calm down, Grandpa. You don't want to lose your dentures again. What was it? I was interested in the game, but then I tried the game preview trial all the way back and I gave up in 10 minutes. I don't know what
Which
he's referring
Hitman?
to that. I assume that
Might be
was...
him.
Yeah, I feel that was Hitman.
Which Hitman 2? Because if it was Hitman 2, the new one, that game's really accessible and fun. You should give it another go.
Yeah.
But if it was
Oh,
Hitman
he was
2,
referring to We
Auction-
Happy Few.
yeah.
Yeah, game shit.
Yeah, game shit.
I showed my friend the Cyberpunk 2077 trailer. She doesn't play a lot of games, but she loves the theme and wants to play it. Which,
Yeah.
That's a little story. I want to go over this. Just, you know that I'm massively excited for Cyberpunk.
Well, keep being excited. That's coming up later.
Oh,
boy.
I am. Oh, later, my boy.
Ooh.
But
I haven't got much information about it, but yeah.
just a little story I want to just a little share. I remember that E3 when it was announced, because I was watching that live. Not there. I was just watching on Twitch. You get the gist. I was watching it, and I remember it coming on, and I turned it off. I genuinely thought, and I don't know much about CD Projekt Red. I know they do Witcher. I didn't know it then, and I didn't really care about Witcher either. I've never played a Witcher game except for Witcher 1, and that was on my shitty laptop. It didn't work.
When you come round, you'll have to play The Witcher 3 because it's very good. But go on.
Yes. I have heard good things about it. Yeah. So I genuinely thought it was probably an indie game, no doubt, because no one touches a unique theme. I genuinely thought that it would have been done badly. It would have been a cash grab. I genuinely thought it would have been a theme that I would have loved. That would have been stretched over this generic game and bastardized.
No.
I was that scared. I was that scared, and I just didn't want to pay any attention to it. I watched the gameplay trailer. In fact, that was when I picked it back up. That's when I actually...
We watched it on the podcast.
Yeah, that's when you changed my mind. I'm very excited. A lot of people have been up in arms saying, "Oh no, this guy's left and they've left." Well, no, from what I've heard, that is their general cycle. They finish a project, they leave. They work on other projects. They may even come back. But that doesn't mean that the story's going to suffer. It just means that the story's done.
Or that the quality is going to be different.
The main writers are gone because I think the main story is done. So.
And boy, are they good writers.
Oh.
If they do a good job as The Witcher. There was one quest in The Witcher I cried. Not afraid to admit it, I cried.
Did Yennefer die?
No.
Does Yennefer die? I don't know, I just know Yennefer exists.
I don't know. She hasn't died yet in the story. Where I'm up to.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert. She gets hit with a dragon dildo and just dies instantly.
She deserves it.
She Skyrim ragdolls into space.
She deserves it. I hate Yen.
I know nothing else. I don't even know if she dies. I've never played the game.
Yen's a bitch, okay? That's all you have to know about the game.
Yeah.
News.
News, yeah. I was waiting for you to say something, so I'm going to switch over to news.
Okay. Skidoosh.
These are not the scenes you're looking for.
Is it on now?
News?
We can't start until it's on.
It's on.
Okay. So the KOTOR 2 designer, Chris Avellone, has been working on Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Sorry, is that bad that when you did that, I imagined the 4chan meme, but it's Snake rubbing the dust of his fallen soldiers?
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
I actually saw that out the periphery of my face.
No, that's what I was going for.
Oh, beautiful.
So there's been whispers going around that Chris Avellone is working on a new Star Wars game. Don't know if it's an RPG or not, but you piece it together. He made KOTOR 2, which is like one of my favorite CRPGs ever. It's so good. He is working on a new Star Wars game. The only things that people know is that it's going to take place after Episode 3, Star Wars Episode 3. So it's not going to be set in the far past, like in KOTOR.
Oh, so it's not the prequels.
It is set in the prequels.
It is.
KOTOR's set in like the Old Republic. So there was the Old Republic.
So it's between.
Then there was the Sith Empire. Then there's the New Republic, where the prequel movies are set. And then there's the second Sith Empire, which is where the original movies are set.
So basically, it's between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
Yes, the new game. The new game.
Yeah, that's what
Not
I'm saying.
KOTOR. Yeah,
Yep.
okay. So it's taking place then.
Yep.
And it'll be about a Padawan who managed to survive Order 66. And that's
then
all
dies.
we know about it. Maybe.
I mean, to be fair,
Mhm.
that is what we all had to. When we watched Rogue One, we all had to go, oh well, they've got to die, because no one sits there in the Rebel boardroom going, look at these people that went and got the plans for the Death Star. Look at how alive they are. So yeah, she's probably gonna have to die.
Well, it's not a movie or anything. Like, fucking, you only die if you're shit at the game.
Gamers don't die; they respawn.
It's a single player only game, which also leads me to think that it's going to be a CRPG as well. So, please. What else is Chris Avellone doing? Well, people have been hearing whispers again that he's also working on Vampires the Masquerade Bloodlines. Something to do with that. No one knows if it's a remake or a sequel, though.
Quick question.
Mhm.
This Star Wars game,
Mhm.
who's the publisher?
Ooh.
Because I'm pretty sure that
Who's the guy who does Apex? Which publisher is that?
EA.
I think it's EA.
Shit. I genuinely thought they would have straight up lost the license, but I think they still got a hold of it. Just, contract reasons. So, yep.
But no one knows. He says
Lemon
the
Lime
official
just
tweet that made people start thinking about this again
Yep.
is Chris Avellone said, I can't say 100% because of NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, but the ones I can say, I just finished up work with Jedi The Fallen Order, and beyond that, there's another big bomb dropping in a month. Maybe. So either he's teasing people, or more likely he's telling people that shit's coming out,
Yo. But yes, Lemon Lime has chimed in with EA as they have exclusive rights. The only reason I bring that into question is because I know Disney got very pissed off with them, especially after the last ordeal, and the lack of games coming out. They've only released 2 since their agreements. And then the same, I think Jim Sterling did this really well. In the time that EA has had this exclusive rights agreement, they've only released 2 games, both Battlefronts. In that same time, under LucasArts, and obviously whoever else they partnered with, it was about 16. Even then, it would.
But they were partnering with tons of different studios. EA is only one.
Even in house, they did some stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that LucasArts. I thought they were just the publisher.
I think the main one that they really outsourced to, correct me if I'm wrong, was the people that do. I think it's Double T, the Lego people.
I see.
Yeah.
I never heard of them before, but I see.
Yeah, they're the guys who do the. It's like capital T, little T games. They're the ones that do Lego games, I do believe.
And they're all right.
You know what? I like Lego games.
I do. I
They,
do like them as well. I had fun when I was a kid, but I probably wouldn't play them now.
when you accept that they're kids' games, you can really appreciate them.
Hmm.
I mean, yes, it's not Lego Island Adventure, but I think we can all look past that.
It's not Lego chess. It's not Lego racing.
Everyone talks about Lego Racing, but honestly, Lego Island Adventure was fucking best. You got to go to the fucking moon and defeat the Brickster. We get back to the news.
Lego racing's the best. Okay. You just.
Boy, what the fuck you say about my fucking Lego Island Adventures, boy?
Fuck you, motherfucker. Lego racing's the motherfucking best. Okay.
We're gonna fucking have this out after the podcast. You know that, right, man?
Right now, I'll kill you.
I can take you out, man. So, so back to the news.
Suck my yellow Lego dick. Where's Lego from? Sweden.
I don't know. If you're on about Lego itself,
Norway?
it's probably from China.
No. What? It's from Norway, right? Or Sweden?
You know what? You do the news. I'll Google that.
Okay, but I only just want to say suck my Swedish yellow Lego cock, so
That's alright, man.
it's not worth it. So THQ Nordic CEO
Denmark.
apologizes for the 8chan at Denmark. Okay, suck my Danish yellow Lego cock.
Ooh,
Yeah.
a Great Dane. I love a Danish delight.
You furry. THQ Nordic
Fuck,
CEO
that's a dog, innit?
apologizes. Yeah, for the 8chan Ask Me Anything. So THQ Nordic, they had a AMA on 8chan last week, which caused a little bit of a stir. So it wasn't really so much that they did anything bad. It's more that, okay, I've got the post here. So THQ, they got a trip code. No, they didn't. It was anonymous. So it's on V, the video game board, and they said this. Ask anything on V with up-and-coming publisher THQ Nordic, owners of IP like Darksiders, The Blob, and Destroy All Humans, and more. Philip,
fuck,
the
they
PR
own that.
and marketing director, and Reinhard, the business and product development director, will take your questions tomorrow. You want to know what the second post of that shit was?
What?
Where the big titty lollies at? With a picture of big titty lollies.
This is why we can't have nice fucking things. Like,
But they held the AMA anyway,
right.
and they got a lot of backlash over it.
Okay, so everyone talks about how dumb they were doing that. Okay, I want to look at it from the other point of view, the 8chan point of view. Why the fuck did they do that? This is why you can't have nice fucking things.
Oh, okay, hold on. No, they responded.
Oh god.
They responded to that. So they did have a trip code, actually. So it was actually THQ Nordic. Although we know that now since they're apologizing for it.
Yeah.
So they responded with, you got them already, we'd say. Here's the picture.
Oh my god. Oh my good god. Oh my fucking hell's bells. Why do you still have this link up? Oh my fucking god.
So there you go.
Good fucking god. Why?
They could have done it anonymously and not put it on their Twitter, and they would have ultimate deniability, you know? But,
I mean, they could have fucking done this on 4chan, it would have been better.
would it?
Yes, because of the whole lollies and CP on 8chan, it's not listed on Google.
Oh. But, lollies are on 4chan.
They are on 4chan, but they haven't been kicked off of Google.
And CP isn't on 8chan. The moderation's gotten a lot better.
Yes.
It's because they were such a new site.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people have been saying that, but still, you don't want, even if the moderation is good, if there's whispers that that is a place that you can get that shit, you don't want to put your brand near it, do you? I completely understand that, whether or not the moderation is good. It was a dumb move to put it where those whispers that may be a thing.
I mean, years ago, that's all.
Well,
it's like saying I'm not going to post on Facebook. There's more child porn on Facebook than there is on 8chan or 4chan.
Well, that is.
No, it's an ongoing controversy,
I've not heard of this, so I have no comment.
Really?
Nah.
Oh, okay. That's an ongoing thing that Facebook's been getting a lot of shit for, that there's been so much unmoderated child porn just going around.
I can't wait for Zuckerberg to zuck us off Twitch. What do you say about my site? He's sending a missile to your house right now. The Zuck is onto you.
He heard me.
It's like the goose controversy again.
Akit.
But
nothing really all that bad happened in the thread, in my opinion.
Nah.
I don't think that that's such a bad thing to make a joke about lollies. And it's not even them doing it. I mean, they did respond to it, so maybe they should know. But
I mean,
whatever.
I don't know how to feel about it, because nothing bad really happened. I think a lot of people are kicking up a fuss because of how infamous the site is.
Yeah.
But still, something I would say nice has come to 8chan. Again, I'm thinking from the perspective of the user rather than the company. Something, nice has come to the site. Maybe you can actually up a user base on that, because it's kind of dying at the moment, isn't it? And what do they do? What the fuck do they do? Yo, where those big titty lollies at? Fucking hell spells. This is why we can't have nice things, because anything nice happens, and you get some fucking troll.
8chan's really dying not because the community's getting bored of it or whatever. It's because the servers are slow and the moderation is shit.
You just said moderation was good.
Moderation in terms of very dangerous stuff like CP and viruses and stuff like that. Not moderation in terms of spam posts and off-topic posts and stuff like that. Except for the big boards. So, yeah, no. They get the illegal shit off.
Wait, so is Hot Wheels not running 8chan anymore?
Do you know? I'm not sure. I haven't been on 8chan in ages, but I'll check.
Do you know what? I genuinely think with his condition, I don't think he would be able to carry on.
Oh, no, he sold it to this Chinese dude. I remember there's a new owner. Frederick Brennan. 8chan. Oh no, he still owns it, or at least according to Wikipedia. I might be thinking of 4chan's new owner, because Moot doesn't own it anymore.
Oh yeah, Moot yeeted and skeeted years ago.
Yeah.
Well, either or. Next topic.
Apex Legends has 50 million players in its first month, which is a faster growth than Fortnite. So, after a month of Apex Legends, they've finally released the numbers on the game. So, including that statistic, players have had 158 million finishers. I don't know what that is. Could you explain what that is gameplay-wise? Or
finishers? Yes, basically, you can down someone, your team can revive them, or you can run up to them and press E on them, and you do finishers, which is obviously an animated thing. Think like Overwatch animations when you win the game.
Yeah.
But you actually kill someone.
Like Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 158 million finishers, 1.23 billion ultimates, and 31 billion pings. And people have respawned 170 million times. So that's some of the stats to do with the game. So Vince Zampella, the CEO of Respawn, retweeted, "Thank you to the 50 million players that have shown up in the first month since Apex Legends have launched. You've all made this something special, and there's much more to come."
Can
It
we
took
just appreciate that
Fortnite.
he said?
Mhm.
Can we just appreciate he said, "Thank you to those that shown up." Like that's how I respond to like 4 people who show up to my stream. I thank you guys for showing up. You know, you took time out your day, but thank you to coming to my little shindig. You know, it's pretty small, like pretty unheard of. Fucking Apex Legend, what is it? 5 million?
50.
50 million? Fuck me. Thank you for showing up. I mean, we didn't expect like people to find this popular. You know, we just did it for fun. For fun.
So let me hit you with some other numbers, yeah?
Oh yeah, go for it.
In a fortnight, Fortnite only hit 10 million. After 16 weeks, they didn't even hit 50 million. So, while Apex Legends is still behind by about 150 million players, it is rapidly catching up on Fortnite. So let's see if they overtake them in the future.
Those numbers you said on Fortnite, is that based off of the Fortnite's original release date, or
Yes.
based off of the release of the Battle Royale mode?
Do you think 10 million people were playing the original Fortnite? That's crazy. You shouldn't have even thought that, man.
You're right, you're right. I thought, just wanted to specify.
Nah, that ain't real.
This ain't
It
the
doesn't
truth.
say, though. It doesn't say.
Okay.
But
Barely got 10
I
people playing it.
really don't think that it's the. No, I don't think it is. So there you go. Cyberpunk 2077 will be at E3.
Woo!
On the official Cyberpunk Twitter, this tweet was made, quote, "For those of you asking, yes, we will be at E3 this year." Yes! I'm so excited. It's going to be great.
I can't wait. Oh my god. Right. What do you expect to see? What do you expect?
I don't want to see anything more. I want to see new mechanics, yeah?
Yep.
And I don't want to see anything to do with story. And I want to see the graphics look a bit more polished, because they looked a bit alpha. Like, the
Yeah.
graphics look good, but they didn't look like a proper game, you know? They looked like what it was, a demo.
One thing I do want to see, no more popping, spawning, or despawning.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if many people noticed, but after my 6th time watching the reveal trailer, I noticed in the reveal trailer there was someone walking, and just as they were going offside, 2 people despawned. Just right there, right in front of the view of the camera. And I'm seeing that in a lot of their stuff, like even in the gameplay, 40-minute.
It might have been for frame rate's sake. So when you're trying to have really better frame rates and trying to optimize your game, yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to remove some of the guff, don't you?
Yeah. You have it's called culling.
Yeah.
You only render what your field of view can see. Yeah. And in some games it's pretty good. And in some games like Skyrim, for example, it's really fucking shit. Sometimes in Skyrim, yeah. Okay, for starters, a lot of objects in Skyrim are rendered behind you. And a lot of times in Skyrim, some regular objects, such as like a sword on the ground or something, cuts off way before you stop seeing it.
Up your render settings,
really
man.
Annoying.
God.
It's really fucking annoying. I hate it so much.
And
DayZ also has really bad render culling.
Yeah.
You can walk past hay bales and they'll just I can't do the pop sound, but disappear.
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, completely get it, but they're advertising this game. That is a blemish that will be. It's not very noticeable. Don't get me wrong. It's not noticeable, but it's now a part of their history. Now it's in a trailer.
There is no examples of that kind of despawning in The Witcher.
Yeah, I am expecting.
Sad to say, probably for console's sake, likely there aren't going to be that many people walking the streets of the game.
I mean, I expect it, like, obviously they were using weird camera angles, which may do a bit different. Maybe a bit different. May cause the culling to be a bit different. Obviously, higher field of view, just cinematic shots. I imagine it was a bit different there. I expect it in the gameplay trailer, obviously, not in the release trailer.
You think it'll be a release trailer?
No. You know the announcement trailer. I
see.
I don't expect it in that, because obviously that's where you pull out your big guns. That's where you really show off the gold. You need to be meticulously looking over that sort of thing. I expected that to happen in the gameplay trailer though, or the gameplay preview. So obviously there's a lot happening there. 40 minutes, too much happening there, and it was none of it was all seamless. All seamless.
None of it was pre-rendered kind of gameplay. It was all actually there. So props to them for taking that risk.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because it could have gone really wrong, and people could have found stuff in the background that would have been really shit, like the people popping out, but like other stuff. You know?
I mean, I don't think they're a terrible company for it. I'm not saying any. I'm not throwing shade their way, but as someone who's really anal about like even a pixel off, like I'm the kind of guy who will sit there and optimize pixel positioning on fucking Photoshop and video rendering. The amount of times I spend on this overlay alone, making sure that it's pixel to pixel fucking accurate. I made sure that it is equal distance from the left side that it is from the right side. I'm that kind of guy. So to see something like that happening there, I get that obviously it's a bit different, but I'm that kind of guy though. If I knew that, I would be that anal, even with that. But yeah, so that's just more of a pet peeve for me. But obviously, like, you don't want a blemish like that, even if it is a small one.
No, you don't.
Like, it's not even like a character moonwalking. It was a character straight up I was watching. I was watching. My eyes were here, and down there, I just saw something disappear. I'm like, hang on a second. Go back. Frame by framed that bastard. Just gone. I was like,
Fucking.
In the future, we have spontaneously teleporting. What is Andy?
I said you acted like Onion Knight for a second there.
Onion Knight? Oh, yeah.
Well, I forget his name.
Shit, same. Oh well.
Final news story.
Yep, final news story.
Unless you wanted to talk about Cyberpunk real quick for another second.
We can talk about it in a bit.
Okay. So SKSE. Yeah.
The Skyrim script extender.
Yes, you know what it is.
Of course I do. I'm
Skyrim Together. Do you know what that is?
Not really.
Skyrim Together is a multiplayer mod for Skyrim.
Oh yeah.
So it allows 8 players to go play co-op together, and they're putting in all sorts of features like fighting each other, having people do quests together. It's going to be great, hopefully.
Hey.
But there are some problems. So the devs of SKSE have made a statement on Reddit saying Skyrim Together is stealing our SKSE's code, uncredited, without permission, with an explicit term in the license restricting one of the authors from having anything to do with the code. The proof is pretty clear when you look at the loader in the DLL disassembler. They're using hacked up version of 1.7.3, classic presumably, with some preprocessor macros to switch structure types around as needed between the 64-bit and 86-bit versions. So it seems like they know what the fuck they're talking about. But as a response, the Skyrim Together team said that we've had disagreements with SKSE folks in the past. I've tried to communicate with them, but they've never replied, so we stopped using their code. There might be some leftover code from them in there that we overlooked when we removed it, but it isn't as simple as deleting the folder. Mainly our fault because we rushed some parts of the code. Anyway, we're going to make sure to remove what might have slipped through the cracks in the next patch. However, if it is the case that they are stealing code from the SKSE codebase, yeah, that could be grounds for a lawsuit, because Skyrim Together has a Patreon page that they've been making money off of the mod for.
But one thing that will save their ass.
What?
They have not copyrighted that code.
What, Skyrim Together?
No, it's SKSE.
They have a license saying that you can't use the code.
But is it officially noted by a court of law?
I don't think you have to copyright something for it to be intellectual property, though.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure you have to obviously patent it to an extent to say that this is your creation.
I don't know. Let's find out. This is all in America. American IP law.
Either or, because trust me, looking for one thing in IP law takes you ages. So, what's the conclusion to this story then?
That is the conclusion to the story. They're making money off of Skyrim Together, which is not a bad thing, unless they're using SKSE code.
Yeah.
Because that is their intellectual property. They have explicitly stated that nobody is allowed to use SKSE in their own mods. Because the way SKSE works, for those who don't know, is you make your own code, which is a DLL, and that's a module that gets loaded by SKSE. You don't actually edit SKSE when you're making a mod.
Yeah.
So no one can use SKSE in their own mods. But if they have been, and they've been making money off of it, it could mean that the SKSE team, whoever owns SKSE, is entitled to some of that money.
So basically, it's you can use the mod, but you can't use the code. Obviously,
yes. Yes.
Public use of
that
the mod.
Exactly
yeah. By the sounds of what you said, though, it sounds like they were in talks with SKSE guys,
but they just didn't respond to them.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that they have the right to immediately use their property afterwards.
I think, well, I'm not 100%. Your wording implied that they were in talks with them, then they stopped responding, and then they.
Either way, if they didn't get permission, they can't use the property.
Well, I don't know. I still have the insinuation that maybe they did have the right at one point, then they stopped responding, so they started removing.
So, okay, I've brought it up. Yeah. Intellectual property law in the USA.
Yeah.
So IP is a term referring to a brand, invention, design, or other kind of creation which a person or business has legal rights over. Almost all businesses own some form of IP, which could be a business asset. Common types of IP include copyright, which protects written or published works, patents, which protect commercial inventions, and design right, which protects designs. Also trademarks, which is signs and symbols. IP can either be registered or unregistered, but with unregistered IP, you automatically have legal rights over your creation. Unregistered forms of IP include copyright, unregistered design rights, common law trademarks, and database right protections for confidential information and trade secrets. So SKSE don't need to actually have apply for copyright.
I will say though, that SKSE, I'm not a big fan of their devs.
No,
No, they seem like
they did
assholes.
try and make it paid for like 2 days or something like that, didn't they? They tried it.
That and they don't actually maintain or update this shit. Like, they just do the bare minimum, then like, here you go.
They're doing it for free, you know. How's that being an asshole? They're doing it at all, you know.
I don't know, I'm not a fan of them. I'm just personally not a fan of them.
Trying to charge for SKSE, that's scummy in my book. They have the right to do it. I just don't think it's right to do it.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm not a massive fan of them, but either or. We move on to the next topic.
It seems from this document that registering your intellectual property is just so that it's easier to prove it in court.
Ah, okay. Fair dues.
So it's just a warning saying if you do not register your IP, others may be free to exploit your creations.
Okay. We move on then?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
No, that actually, let's not move on.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know why?
Why?
It's the last news. It's the last piece of news.
Fuck you,
Or
man.
did you mean move on to the next segment?
Yeah.
Whoopsie.
Fuck you. Right, so my topic.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to be talking about a little game, little indie company game.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think you've ever heard of it.
Mm-mm.
Give me a yee in the chat if you've heard of fucking Cyberpunk 2077.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Tell me about it.
I don't have a topic for this week, if you haven't guessed. So basically, I want to ask not only you, my boy, but the people in the audience. But I'm going to move over to question time, because fuck it, this could be this week's question.
Yeah.
There we go, because then we can get the chat up on screen for those watching this on Twitch or YouTube later on. For those listening, then we will read out the comments for you. Yeah, so Cyberpunk 2077. It's official that it's now going to E3. What do you think? In fact, you know what? I'm actually going to put the song in the song on.
What do I think? I think that the gameplay looks very good. I think that it's an actual RPG. Only in terms of the fact that you make your own decisions. It's very heavy on the action part of the action RPG.
Yeah.
So
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong with that. But those decisions do seem meaningful, and I hope that they carry on throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
Which they usually do in The Witcher. So that's good. It's nice that they're working with the original creator of the Cyberpunk series.
Oh yeah, it's always good news when they're working with the creator instead of just going, yeah, we got his blessings.
And since they have such a great working relationship with them, maybe there'll be less drama and controversy over the IP. Because have you heard about what's been going on with The Witcher?
Oh yes, we spoke about this in one of our earlier episodes, didn't we?
That the original creator, the writer of the Witcher books, has been suing CD Projekt Red for royalties.
Attempting. I don't think the fucker's got grounds.
Well, Polish IP law.
Oh shit!
He won the court case recently. That should have been on the news. Yep.
Did he?
Yep.
He should not have fucking won. That Bellend took his payment.
No, wait, hold on. I'll search it up. But actually, I don't think he did one. I think they reached a settlement.
I don't think he did one.
He's getting his money. They reached a settlement.
What's a Bellend?
Let's find out. But
I'm actually genuinely pissed off about that. But yes.
Yeah. Well, the danger, I think, I heard was that what if he did win? Because they're paying him like 10% in royalties, yeah?
Oh dear.
Or something like that. I'm just pulling that up. He. But what if he did win and the judge said give him like 90%?
Oh,
You
oh
know,
no.
that's the danger. So they gave it.
They shouldn't have won. He shouldn't have got his money. He
Hmm.
should have been given a swift middle finger. He got his fucking payment.
So he won. He not won. Their settlement was what he asked for, which is $16 million or 14 million euros.
So moving on from the sort of the lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
So Lemon Lime chimes in. My question is basically, what do you expect to see? What do you like to see? I want you. This is the bit where you just throw things up. So, speculate. Tell me what you think is going to happen either with the game or in E3. Lemon Lime has chimed in with, well, they said last year it's playable from start to end, so it can't be much longer now. Yes and no. I think they're working on the lesser important aspects of the game now.
Mm.
So customization, side quest, world building,
Balance, stuff like that. Bugs.
Bug fixing locks, bug fixing.
There's also a chance that just might be a PR statement, and they haven't done that. It might still be in development, and they just wanted to keep investors happy.
Lemon Lime has also chimed in with, I reckon it'll come out this year. Now, I don't know about you, Andy. I would love for
that would be dropping it on us.
I would love for it to come out this year. I think everyone. I think everyone is optimistic and wants the game now.
I'm expecting a year's release date.
I'm expecting it 2020 for two reasons.
One, I don't care when it's coming out. I'm saying that between when they announce the release date and whatever time it is, I expect a full year.
Yeah.
It's a big game.
I think it'll come out in 2020 personally, or 2021.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Yeah.
I think 2020 for two reasons. One, because obviously Cyberpunk 2020, the original board game.
Yeah.
You get a cheeky little reference in it, and two, that would give it the much needed bug fixing time. 2021, if they need that extra time, which obviously I will not hate them for. I'd rather have a good quality game come out of this.
A lot of people don't remember this, but The Witcher came out a little fucked up.
Which Witcher was this?
3.
Oh yeah.
It had a bit of bugs. Not as much as any other AAA game. We're not talking like Bethesda level of bugs here.
We're not talking Cougar people from Red Dead 1.
It did have one design decision that everybody hated, but for a whole month wasn't going to get patched because one of the developers who worked on it was like, no, this is the best way of doing it. You can't tell me any different. And that was the walking in the game.
Oh no.
Instead of it being a translation kind of thing, it was a physics-based thing.
Oh no.
So in the end, the compromise was that they implemented a regular style walking and running movement feel, but you could also switch back to the physics-based movement if you check a box. So, but he got like all uppity and proud and was like, no, I want my shitty floaty movement in the game.
Why do I feel that it's just literally every up their own ass programmer ever? Like the kind of person that's like uses a specific distro of Linux because it's the most effective one.
Well,
and they only use Firefox and DuckDuckGo, and they prefer to access everything via keyboard.
Why are you describing me? Shut up.
Which distro Linux do you use?
That was Ubuntu.
See, you're not using
but I used to use Mint.
Oh yeah, Mint's alright.
I wanted to use either Arch or Manjaro, but I bricked my PC basically. I don't want to talk about that on this podcast. It's a bit fucky.
You know what? We'll talk about it one day. Maybe when we
Yeah,
talk
one day.
about Steam actually doing something with their, gaming platform.
Yeah.
Here's
But no,
hoping that
I've
they've
been
moved
running
people away
Hexagon
from.
too.
Um, here's hoping they've moved people away from the VR development, which no one can buy into, and back to the Steam platform, where people are using it now that people are threatening the Steam platform with potential overtaking. That's something I want to talk about. The amount of DRM platforms that are on PC now. Fucking everyone's got one now.
GOG.
We've got GOG, we've got Twitch, we've got Epic, we got
No.
Discord.
GOG ain't got no DRM.
No, it does have its own launcher though.
Yes, but that's not DRM because you could download the game separately.
You get my point. Launchers mainly.
No, you could just use GOG.
So,
Oh, you're talking more about the launchers than
yeah.
than the DRM side of things. I see. Sorry,
Either
I thought
or.
you were getting mad at the fact that that so many of these games are just. It's very scary that Steam could go down one day and you've lost all of your hundreds of pounds of purchases at this point. You know.
Oh yeah. I would be above the £100. I'll be in the thousands now.
Yeah.
Although it would be down to like 400 on sale. So yeah. Did you hear? Lemon Lime chimes in says, did you hear the game would be first person before release? Release the demo footage, and if so, what's your thought? Did you hear the game would be first person before the
Oh,
release?
there was a tiny bit of a stink that everybody had. People wanted it to be more like Fallout or something like that, where you can, or Oblivion, where you could just switch between third and first person whenever you like.
Yeah.
And the devs came out and said, no, the game's first person, and you're always first person.
Yep. No, I love it, and I think anyone that thinks that, oh, you need third, but yes, the option is nice.
But it's not so crazy to just be in first person. You know?
Like, I'm not overly fussed when a developer comes out and says it, because look at Skyrim. That's a game designed to be first person. It's shit in third person. Look at GTA. That was a game designed to be third person. It's a bit janky and weird, although it works a lot better than Skyrim in third person. It is janky and weird in first person. So I find no problem with choosing one and sticking to your guns.
And it's not like you'll never see your character. They have shown in the gameplay trailer that you do see your character in like cutscenes and stuff like that briefly.
Yeah.
And probably you'll see it in mirrors and stuff. And yeah, no. You'll be able to see your character.
Well, I'd say it would be nice, but I'd rather have, development on making the first person better than having development being taken away from the first person to make a third person that no one really needs.
Exactly.
And so what would you like adding to the game, or what would you like to see in the game when it releases? It comes out. What do you want to see?
Let's think. I want to see very, very, very free flow augments, almost to the point of like Deus Ex Human Revolution, where I can start off on the more interesting powers first, even though they may not be more effective. Let's say like the examples that they had with the Ripper Doc was a upgrade to your hands that fed you information about how many bullets were left in your gun,
Which is
and an
brilliant.
upgrade to your eye, which allowed you to scan people, and also gave you a heads-up display. Yeah.
That's just on that note. I'm actually excited to not be told how many bullets are in my clip. No game does that. And
no game does that.
I want to be, as a player, be able to. I want to have to count bullets in my clip.
Which is the point I'm trying to make. I hope that it's not a tree where you have to start with stuff like that, buying stuff like that first, and then you can move on to the more interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I hope that you could skip that kind of stuff if you want to, and just buy the bits and pieces that you want to buy.
Yeah, definitely.
Build your character the way you want to build it.
I also want, and I know
Deus
this.
Ex did it, and it worked out fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also want, like, even though this is a game about being in the future and cybernetics and shit, if I want to do a playthrough where I don't want a single augmentation, I want the ability to do that.
They've already confirmed you can do that.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
Because there's a stat in the game called humanity, and people will treat you differently depending on how much augments you have.
Augment.
But if you're basically a robot, some character options won't be available to you versus if you're more human.
Yeah.
Some character options won't be available to you.
Like,
so let's say you meet a purist, you'll probably be on their better side in a character interaction if you're also a human, you know.
I want to do a full I am a fucking robot run. I also want to do a full I am not even augmented run. And then I'll probably do like an in-between run, whereas, which is how I would personally go for it if I was, that person.
It depends how long the story is, but the first thing I'd want to do is just buy the ones that I think are the coolest and just build my character like that. Yeah.
I want the mod that adds like a small NFC chip into my hand, and I can just jam it against card readers and buy things.
Might I recommend a game called I Divine Cybermancy?
That's a fucking thing.
My dude, in I Divine Cybermancy, hacking all of the fucking cash points around you is the best. It's the fucking best. You can hack the cash points. You can hack other people. You can hack your friends.
Watch Dogs.
By hack other people, you can basically ghost. Have you seen Ghost in the Shell?
Yeah. There was no ghosts or shells, but I appreciated the movie.
Well, the shell, it's more like a.
Because she's a robot. I get it.
No, they mean literally a computer terminal. That's what's called the shell.
I'm joking. Get on with the point.
Kill yourself, Mormy. Okay. Fucking. Okay, I'm gonna get the tutorial in a second. Yeah, you know how the lady got hacked and she was basically like a body, like a shell that was being a puppet being controlled. Yeah, that you could do that to anybody, even people you're playing with on your team, and annoy them. You could, yeah.
I would totally do that because I'm that kind of dick. Actually,
it's a good game. It's weird as shit. I'll send you a review.
All right,
see if you like it.
Fun little story, just because we've already gone off topic at least 4 times. So I'm playing EDF with my flatmate.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing Ranger, I believe it was. No, he's playing Fencer.
Yeah.
And I'm playing Windiver, who I've been maining for a long time, so I've got some pretty decent shit. Mm-hmm. I've got a rocket launcher that fires big plasma blasts and hits the it's pretty fast, it's pretty powerful, it can destroy buildings in one hit. At the end of the game, at the end of each mission, I attempt to try and blow him up. And it's funny because it'll just you'll get mission complete, and then he'll just fucking fly off. And it's just that's one thing I love about EDF. It's the perspective difference. I'm playing as a wing diver. I'm used to everything being small. I'm like, oh, this is a pretty small map. You play as literally any other character, everything's fucking massive. Like, you don't really appreciate how big everything is when you're a wing diver.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Is that something you're hoping to see in Cyberpunk? As in, okay, for example, they showed off the Mantis claws.
I just thought it was fucking hilarious how I blew up my flatmate and sent him across map just because it was funny. Yeah, no, carry on with your Cyberpunk motif.
They got Mantis claws in the game, and that allows you to climb walls and stuff.
I know.
Do you think that the perspectives will will be coming into play, kind of thing.
You know what?
Or-
I feel
yeah.
there'll be a limit to that, but I don't
Oh,
want there
cool.
to be. Like, if I can find a skyscraper and climb to the top of it, that would make my fucking day.
I don't think. I think that the way it's going to work is you pull out those mantis claws, everybody screams and runs away from you,
And then the
and
normal
then
brigade shoots you down.
police come in. Yeah.
See,
That's what I think's going to happen.
I think that whole cinematic was a conspiracy thing
What?
proposed by a private militia, because you see at the end of that, that woman, that very same woman, is in the
Mhm.
uniform of the militia that was sent to hunt her down. So I think that that was a terrorist attack
No, she
used to.
won't.
Huh?
No, she won't.
She is. Watch that cinematic at the end. She's in that same armor that the people that were hunting her down were in. Watch it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I genuinely think that was obviously a private militia in faking a terrorist attack to obviously sway people's opinion. And then she obviously takes the fall, and then she's like goes undercover back in the militia. Proper
Now
Metal
you're
Gear
thinking
shit.
Cyberpunk.
Huh?
Now you're thinking Cyberpunk.
That's thinking with portals there, Andy.
I was playing another Cyberpunk game not so recently. In fact, I only started playing it after the trailer came out.
Oh,
And I'm opening up Steam again to find the name of it, and I'll talk about that
is it
once
the
Steam
red?
opens.
Is it the Red Club or something like that?
No, it's a top-down, not a CRPG, turn-based RPG.
Oh, you love your RPGs, my dude.
Tactical turn-based Cyberpunk RPG. Um, but I can't find it. Never mind.
Either or. Do you reckon we should end this segment here? Because we've spent a good while on it now.
Sure thing. What's the next segment?
The next segment is games would like to see.
I
So,
would like to see more Cyberpunk games. That's what I'd like to see.
oh, don't we all? I honestly really hope that this causes a boom. Because even if obviously a lot of them are EA loot box shills,
Mm,
I genuinely thought you froze then. You were
no.
eerily still. Um, yeah, even if some of them are like loot box EA shills, at least we'll be getting less generic shooters. You're good, but I can see you twitching. You're good. You're good, but you're not doing it.
Hey,
Yeah.
dang!
So yes, in this segment, let me run through it again as I do every week.
Mhm.
We start off with a phrase. Sorry. Yeah, phrase or a word used to describe, used to define a game. Once we do, we start going into a lot more flexibility of how, obviously, the
You're gonna
game
have to write a
story.
script to
Yeah,
explain this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, we start off with a phrase or a sentence to make a game. Then once we start fleshing it out, we can obviously fall into sentences.
And it is your turn today.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it is.
My dude. Right. Okay. I'm gonna try and go for something that I haven't done before. In fact, I'm gonna make a rule for this week.
Mm-hmm.
No RPG.
Oh, we've done that a bunch of times, have we?
We've done it. I think every game we have chosen has RPG.
It's probably me bringing it up every time.
It is that you were bringing it up every time. I'm not gonna blame you though, because RPG elements is like adding thyme or spice to your meat. You just gotta do it.
It's seasoning for your game.
It is. RPG is seasoning for your game.
People like to see the numbers go up.
Exactly. Don't we all?
Hmm.
Right.
RPG.
Fucking hate you. So what can we choose? So no ARPG, no CRPG, no RPG, no JRPG. No, if it has role-playing game in it at all, I fucking already know you've got a loophole in your head already. I will drop you out of this fucking call. Um, team-based.
Collaborative.
Oh, I fucking know what you're doing already.
Cool.
Yep, collaborative. So we've got collaborative. Okay. 2 factions.
Good guys and bad guys.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, no morality meter either.
Okay, yeah.
No devolving storylines. No make your own character. No choose your own adventure. Okay.
Okay.
Closest you get is you walk up to a wall, you pick up a gun, and you run off.
You walk to a wall, you pick up a gun, you shoot a guy, and the damage that is done to a guy is dealt based on the dice roll. And let's just say like some kind of statistic, that your character would have.
Nope, it's predefined based on distance.
Yeah.
Damage of the weapon.
Yeah.
Where the bullet hits.
Some kind of attack stat that you'd
No attack
add
stat.
points to when you've killed enough enemies,
No.
And of course you can't make your own character, but maybe you should be able to name your character and choose what the character looks like.
Do you ever tried a job at EA?
Do you think I'd go far?
You go straight to the top, my boy, and then back out that window. Okay, so
in any case, I think this should be set in Rome.
Actually,
self-deprecating humor, self-deprecating humor.
I've got an idea. So
Mm-hmm.
it's set in a sort of not completely sandy and dusty, but not completely green either. Somewhere in between. You get a bit of grass, you get a bit of green, but you also get like brown rocks and shit. And it's in a valley of sorts, okay? It's in a valley, okay? It's a big valley, very big, very so okay.
I see it now.
Yeah.
It's obviously a first-person shooter.
Yep. Yep. First person shooter.
Yeah. And you get off a bus when you.
I fucking hate you already.
What do you think I was trying to say?
Fucking Fortnite in this shit.
No.
You gotta do it. Do Apex Legends.
I'm not. It's not Fortnite. I promise. Anyway, you get off the bus, and it's not an RPG, but you do pick up like missions and stuff. It's open world. And of course, since there are bad guys, it's player versus player, so there wouldn't be any rest for the wicked. As you try and buy better guns, money wouldn't grow on trees.
I mean, to be fair, I'm surprised you didn't notice what I was doing.
What were you doing?
Okay, so a team-based game
with
2 factions in some sort of valley. Not too green, not too brown. You could define it as a gulch of kind. Where a lot
I thought
of
you were
blood
going
is
for
spilled.
Borderlands. But yeah, that makes sense. I do like RVB. It's good shit. It's good shit. It's good shit.
Should we start from the beginning?
Nah.
We are just gonna steal.
We can salvage it.
We are genuinely gonna steal fucking Halo right now.
Okay. It's a first-person shooter in a valley. There's 2 teams against each other. There's bunny hopping. That should be in the game.
Yes.
There's got to be . No Space Marines.
But what if you were to
Rock
be some
music
sort of?
and young kids and punk people. I want it to be like Radical Heights, but good.
But what if like you weren't Space Marines, but you were instead you weren't some sort of space soldier of some kind, but you were a standard soldier that just so happens to be fighting in space.
No, I don't know what you're referring to.
And what if? Okay, what if
Mm-hmm.
you were you fell from orbit,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Oh, I see.
and you drop in, okay,
They're
and the
not
drop may
regular
cause
soldiers.
a shock
By the way,
to
that's
the
also
trooper.
stolen from 40k.
Yeah, but ODST is so fucking cool.
Yeah, but Space Marines also have drop pods.
Fuck off. ODST are the best. Hoorah.
Okay.
Ooh fucking rah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is a failed one.
Yeah, it's a failed one. It's not that great. No.
We can start from the beginning, or we should just put the pin on it here.
No.
Yeah, we're both tired.
The creative juices aren't flowing, you know. We're all tired and shit.
You're gonna go to bed and get your other juices flowing. Bow, 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 bow. Right, I think it's time to run the outro and credits.
Shall we?
We shall. Set
Please
me
do.
free. Trust me, and we can escape
To
from
escape
the
from the
city.
city.
I'll make
I'll
it
find
through
the truth
here
on
to
ET.
you. Shout outs
Follow
to
me. Oh, ye. Oh, yeah.
on Twitch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
rolling around on Twitch and Twitter. No places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. I'm also on TikTok. I'm biggest readout on everything. And I have a Facebook too. I will get teacher to you piece of poo. Connor, stop me, please. I won't stop. I'm too the
No.
follow
I'm gonna
me.
let you carry on. You're digging yourself your own grave here.
Set me free. Dun dun da 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 dun da 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 da. I forgot how that one goes.
So, don't forget to follow me social medias and me what's it called? We've got a YouTube, we've got a Twitter, and we've got a Twitch. All of them are DemonLead629. Then we've also got Biggest Renio So's over here.
Yeah.
Again, Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Should we remove that at some point? That meme's dead.
What, TikTok?
Yeah.
I've been going on it more recently. I might even make new videos, but I doubt it.
TikTok, suck my cock.
Huh.
Oh, don't forget to join the Discord. That is discord.gg/capital P J R 5 lowercase n capital S capital X. That is discord.gg capital P J R 5 n capital S capital X. And don't forget to also send us emails at goodgamewellplayedpodcast@gmail.com. We check it sometimes.
No, we do.
Times.
There's no one sent a message, but we do.
I love how we got email and like, who are we trying to appeal to? 40-year-olds or?
No, sometimes people want to send emails. People do. Trust. You'll see.
The only people that want to send emails are the ones that want to claim us for copyright.
Well, at least we have an official email for them to send their copyright NDAs to. Not NDAs, cease and desists to. So there you go.
Fucking delete this. This is the fun police. Delete this shit right now.
In any case, is that a podcast? That's a podcast, right?
I do believe that this is a cast that we podded on the internet. You saluted, but like, no one can see your face.
Fuck you.
Bye.
Bye.